Now we want to tell you about a major outage that could affect paychecks, and this is happening right before the holidays. Kronos, it's one of the largest human resources companies, it announced a ransomware attack over the weekend, and that ransomware attack could keep some systems offline for weeks. Correspondent Evan Lambert is covering this story for us live from D.C. So, Evan, thousands of companies rely on Kronos, and they do it for tracking the timekeeping.
Nicole, businesses, schools, cities across the country, they use Kronos to keep track of schedules and time cards. One of the clients is the D.C. Fire Department. Several firefighters saying they're having to do all of that by hand, writing it out on paper because of this ransomware attack. Some of them even having to stay a little bit into the next shift to make sure that that next crew is there. Kronos, it has a range of clients from MGM resorts to trucking companies, even restaurants. George Washington University here in D.C. confirming that their employee information may have been compromised in this hack. Things like names, email addresses, employee IDs. Fortunately, though, not dates of birth or social security numbers. Now, Kronos, they did release a statement on their blog, on their website, saying in part, quote, "We are working with leading cybersecurity experts to assess and resolve the situation and have notified the authorities. The investigation remains ongoing as we work to determine the nature and scope of this incident." Now, another one of the major employers caught up in this hack is the Fort Worth Independent School District in Texas. They have 11,000 employees. Earlier this week, they also put out a memo saying, in part, "We learned this morning that the company is going to be disabled for a significant period of time." The Fort Worth ISD, however, has backup plans ready to roll out, and no employee will lose timekeeping continuity that will impact his or her compensation. So right now, Nicole, it is not clear who is behind this hack or if Kronos will pay a ransom. But the federal government's cybersecurity agency, they are warning companies and organizations, really urging them to beef up their cybersecurity infrastructure, saying especially that these kinds of hackers like to exploit the time around the holidays. Nicole?
Yeah, okay, so the Dallas School District, they're saying that, people will not miss their checks, will not be impacted. But do we know, does this attack mean some employees might miss those checks? And of course, again, right before the holidays.
Nicole, we checked in with GW University here in D.C. They say that their employees are going to be paid in time. Also, a lot of companies, they have backup systems built in place. At least they can issue a paper check. So hopefully that will not be the case, especially around this holiday time. Nicole?
Absolutely. Yeah, so important to have those backups in place. All right, Evan, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.